Every night, while the world sleeps, a quiet battle takes place inside your body. A battle between strength and slow surrender. For many seniors, each morning brings less power in the legs, less fire in the core. The body weakens not because of age alone, but because of neglect. Shaolin teaches, if you do not fight for your strength, you are training for weakness. So tonight I ask you, what do you feed your temple before sleep? Because if you do nothing, your muscles will keep vanishing. But if you eat this before bed, your body will begin to rebuild, even as you rest. Let me show you the way. As we age, changes in the body are inevitable. One of the most significant yet often overlooked changes is the progressive loss of muscle mass, known scientifically as sarcopenia. This process begins as early as our 30s and accelerates with each passing decade. By the time many people reach their 60s and 70s, they may have lost a substantial percentage of their muscle mass, often without even realizing it. This decline in strength and mobility is frequently chalked up to just getting older. But the truth is far more empowering. Muscle loss with age is common, yes, but it is not inevitable. The body, no matter its age, responds to how it is treated. If you nourish it properly and challenge it with physical activity, especially resistance training, it adapts and grows stronger. The problem is that many seniors have been conditioned to accept weakness as a natural part of aging. This belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When people stop challenging their muscles, when they eat in ways that fail to support recovery and growth, the body adapts not by maintaining strength, but by letting it go. At the heart of this issue is a major misunderstanding about aging itself. Age alone does not dictate muscle decline, lifestyle does. Scientific research now shows clearly that seniors who engage in proper nutrition, strength training, and sleep optimization can maintain, and in many cases, even build muscle well into their 70s, 80s and beyond. It's not age that's the problem, it's the way we live as we age. One of the most damaging habits is nutritional neglect. Many older adults don't consume enough protein or the right balance of nutrients to maintain their muscle tissue. Meals become smaller, less frequent, and often centered around carbohydrates or processed foods, rather than the high-quality protein and micronutrients that muscle cells need to stay active and alive. Over time, this dietary pattern starves the body of what it needs to rebuild, especially during the critical hours of rest and recovery. Hormonal changes in aging also play a role, but they are not the full story. While it's true that testosterone, growth hormone, and other anabolic hormones decline with age, they do not disappear entirely. These systems are still active, still responsive, especially when stimulated through exercise and supported by proper food intake. In other words, even in your later years, your body still has the machinery to maintain muscle, it just needs the raw materials and signals to get the job done. Another factor that contributes to muscle loss is chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, which tend to increase with age due to poor lifestyle choices. Sedentary behavior, high sugar intake, inadequate sleep, and unmanaged stress all contribute to a toxic internal environment that weakens the body's ability to repair and regenerate muscle tissue. Again, this is not simply getting older. These are consequences of how we treat our bodies over time. Change the inputs, and you change the outcomes. The mindset of inevitable decline is perhaps the most dangerous force working against seniors today. When someone believes that losing strength is just part of life, they stop fighting. They become passive. They let their routines become comfortable, predictable, and unfortunately weakening. But those who stay strong into their later years, those who still move with power, carry their groceries without help, or climb stairs with confidence, they are not lucky. They are intentional. They know that every choice either builds them up or breaks them down. The good news is that the body is remarkably resilient. Muscle tissue responds quickly to stimulus, even after periods of neglect. This means it is never too late to make a change. Seniors who have lost strength over the years can absolutely regain it. It doesn't require punishing workouts or extreme diets, just consistent, smart actions repeated over time. Simple movements, combined with the right nutrition and proper rest, can create a powerful upward spiral of recovery and rejuvenation. There is also a psychological benefit to maintaining muscle that should not be underestimated. Strength is tied to independence, confidence, and even cognitive clarity. When people feel strong in their bodies, they walk differently, they think differently, and they live with a renewed sense of purpose. This vitality feeds back into all areas of life: relationships, hobbies, mental health, and more. Muscle is not just tissue, it is freedom. It is protection. It is energy in physical form. Nighttime is a powerful and often overlooked window for muscle recovery and growth. While many people focus on what they eat during the day, what happens during the hours of sleep can have a profound impact on muscle preservation, especially for seniors. As the body enters rest mode, it switches from high activity to repair mode. During sleep, hormones such as growth hormone and melatonin rise, inflammation lowers, and the body begins the process of tissue regeneration, including muscle tissue. But this intricate biological process requires fuel, and that fuel comes from what we eat before going to bed. For seniors, the stakes are higher. With age, the body's efficiency in repairing itself decreases, and the risk of muscle breakdown increases. This makes nighttime nutrition not just beneficial but critical. When you go to sleep on an empty stomach, or with inadequate protein intake, your body doesn't have the amino acids necessary to rebuild what was broken down during the day. Instead of repairing muscle, the body may begin breaking it down further for energy and maintenance of essential functions. This is particularly dangerous for older adults, whose muscle mass is already in a vulnerable state due to natural aging processes. During sleep, your body is in a fasting state for 6 to 8 hours or more. That's a long time without any external energy source. In younger people, this fasting period is usually not a major concern because their muscle building pathways are still strong and resilient. Not a major concern because their muscle building pathways are still strong and resilient. But for seniors, going that long without protein or nutrient support can result in a net loss of muscle tissue. The body may begin to use muscle proteins to maintain blood sugar levels or support organ function. Over time, this subtle but consistent breakdown leads to noticeable loss in strength, endurance, and mobility. This is where nighttime nutrition comes in. By consuming the right foods before bed, seniors can provide their bodies with the essential nutrients needed to fuel muscle repair throughout the night. High-quality protein sources, especially those rich in casein, a slow-digesting protein found in dairy, are ideal because they release amino acids gradually over several hours. This steady supply helps us sustain muscle synthesis and reduce the rate of muscle breakdown. Research has shown that consuming 20 to 40 grams of protein before sleep can significantly enhance overnight muscle protein synthesis in older adults. But it's not just about protein. Other nutrients play supporting roles in this process. Magnesium, for example, helps with muscle relaxation and recovery. Zinc contributes to the repair of damaged tissue. Vitamin D supports the hormonal environment needed for muscle growth. Including these micronutrients as part of an evening snack or small meal can greatly enhance the effectiveness of nighttime recovery. The right combination of macronutrients and micronutrients can create a biological environment where the body is primed to rebuild rather than deteriorate. Hydration also plays an important part in the overnight recovery process. Dehydration, even mild, can impair protein synthesis and muscle function. A glass of water with your evening snack can ensure that cellular functions operate efficiently during the hours of rest. Some herbal teas that promote sleep, like chamomile or valerian root, can also be included, provided they don't act as diuretics and disturb sleep. Another consideration is the timing and size of the pre-bed meal. It doesn't have to be large, and in fact, it shouldn't be. A heavy meal right before bed can disrupt sleep, which in turn negatively affects the recovery process. The goal is to provide just enough fuel, particularly protein and essential nutrients, to sustain muscle repair without overloading the digestive system. Something simple like Greek yogurt with chia seeds, a boiled egg with a slice of avocado, or a protein shake made with casein can be highly effective. Sleep quality itself is directly tied to the success of muscle recovery. When sleep is fragmented or inadequate, the body produces less growth hormone and enters fewer deep sleep cycles, the exact phases needed for tissue regeneration. Certain nighttime nutrients can actually help improve sleep, making it a double win for muscle health. For instance, foods high in tryptophan, such as turkey, pumpkin seeds, or cottage cheese, can support serotonin production and aid in better sleep onset and quality. Combining these with a slow digesting protein creates a comprehensive strategy for overnight muscle maintenance. Many seniors unknowingly skip dinner or eat very lightly in the evening, thinking it's healthier or better for digestion. Most seniors are missing essential nutrients before bed, and this quiet nutritional gap can have profound consequences on their physical health, particularly when it comes to preserving muscle mass. As people age, their nutritional needs shift. The body becomes less efficient at absorbing and utilizing certain nutrients, especially protein and key micronutrients that are necessary for tissue repair and muscle preservation. Unfortunately, many older adults do not adapt their diets to meet these evolving needs. This is especially true in the evening, when dinner becomes smaller, simpler, and often nutritionally incomplete. One of the primary issues is that many seniors consume insufficient protein throughout the day, and even more so at night. The traditional eating pattern of a light breakfast and supportive micronutrients needed for muscle health. These kinds of meals may provide temporary satiety or comfort, but fail to deliver the materials the body requires for proper overnight recovery. Over time, this nutritional deficit creates a chronic state of undernourishment at the cellular level. Another critical factor is the reduced appetite that often comes with aging. Many older adults simply do not feel as hungry as they once did, especially in the evening. This natural change in appetite can lead to skipped dinners or insufficient caloric intake late in the day. While appetite may be reduced, the body's needs remain. The challenge then becomes how to provide nutrient-dense meals that deliver maximum benefit with minimal volume. This means focusing on quality over quantity, choosing foods that are rich in protein, omega-3 fatty acids, and muscle-supporting vitamins and minerals, rather than bulky meals that are low in value. Micronutrient deficiencies are also common among older adults and play a crucial role in muscle loss. Nutrients such as vitamin D, magnesium, potassium, zinc, and B vitamins are all essential for muscle function and repair. Without adequate levels of these nutrients, the body's ability to recover from daily stress and build new muscle tissue is impaired. These deficiencies are rarely corrected by chance. They require intentional dietary choices. Many of the foods that are naturally high in these nutrients, like leafy greens, fatty fish, eggs, nuts, and seeds, are often underrepresented in the typical senior diet, particularly in the evening hours. The issue is not just what seniors are eating, but what they're missing. Many are unaware that their nightly routine, or lack thereof, could be contributing to their loss of strength and vitality. A cup of tea and a cookie might seem harmless or even comforting. But without the support of protein and essential nutrients, such a routine can silently undermine the body's ability to maintain itself. It's not about depriving seniors of foods they enjoy. It's about ensuring that their final meal of the day includes at least one muscle-supporting component. Another problem is that few healthcare providers emphasize the importance of nighttime nutrition. While there's plenty of general advice about eating healthy or getting more protein, there's rarely specific guidance tailored to the timing of nutrient intake. Yet, numerous studies now confirm that the timing of nutrition, particularly protein, significantly impacts muscle protein synthesis and overall physical function. Seniors who consume the majority of their protein earlier in the day may still fall short of supporting overnight muscle repair. This underscores the importance of evenly distributing protein across all meals, including dinner and any pre-bedtime snack.
Protein is often viewed simply as a number to hit, a total daily intake goal measured in grams. But what many people, especially seniors, don't realize is that when you consume, protein can be just as important as how much you consume. This concept, known as protein timing, plays a crucial role in preserving and building muscle. particularly in aging adults who are more susceptible to muscle loss. As the body becomes less efficient at synthesizing protein with age, strategically distributing protein intake across the day, especially in the evening, is essential for maintaining muscle mass. Most people consume the bulk of their protein at lunch or dinner, often leaving breakfast with very little and bedtime with almost none. This uneven distribution can lead to long periods during which the body lacks the amino acids necessary to support muscle maintenance and repair. Seniors who skip protein at certain meals or fail to consume it before bed are leaving their muscles without the tools they need during key hours of recovery. The body operates on cycles and rhythms, and protein intake that matches these natural patterns can significantly enhance muscle retention. During the night, the body enters a fasted state. There is no food coming in, but the body still requires amino acids to perform tissue repair, regulate hormones, and maintain the immune system. If there is no recent protein intake to draw from, the body may begin to break down existing muscle tissue to meet its needs. This is especially problematic for older adults whose anabolic signaling, the process of building muscle from protein, is already weakened. By consuming a moderate amount of protein before bed, seniors can provide a steady supply of amino acids to fuel overnight recovery. Research has shown that consuming 20 to 40 grams of high-quality protein, particularly casein, in the evening significantly enhances overnight muscle protein synthesis in older adults. Casein is a slowed, digesting protein found in dairy products like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt. Unlike whey protein, which digests rapidly, casein releases amino acids into the bloodstream gradually over several hours, making it ideal for supporting muscle during sleep. This slow and sustained release ensures the body does not slip into a catabolic state during the night. Additionally, spreading protein intake evenly throughout the day helps counteract age-related anabolic resistance. This condition makes it harder for the muscles to respond to protein intake, meaning that older adults may require slightly more protein per meal to achieve the same muscle, preserving effects as younger individuals. Instead of one large dose of protein at dinner, distributing it in 20 to 30 gram portions across 3 or 4 meals, including one before bed, can help maximize the body's muscle building potential. The key is consistency and timing, not just quantity. It's also important to recognize that the body can only use a certain amount of protein at one time for muscle synthesis. Excess protein consumed in one large meal does not get stored for later use. Instead, it may be used for energy or stored as fat. This is why a front-loaded or back-loaded protein intake strategy, where most of the day includes low protein and one large meal contains the rest, is less effective for muscle maintenance. The body needs a regular supply, not a sudden spike. Many seniors unknowingly sabotage their muscle health by having a small or protein-deficient dinner. This could be due to reduced appetite, digestion issues, or simply habit. A bowl of soup, a few crackers, or even just tea is not enough to support overnight muscle repair. Even when dinner includes some protein, if it's not adequate in both quality and quantity, the opportunity for overnight recovery is diminished. Protein timing is not about overwhelming the body with food, it's about being strategic with what you eat and when. Incorporating a protein source in the hour or two before bed can be a game changer. It doesn't need to be a full meal. A simple snack like a small bowl of cottage cheese, a boiled egg, a casein-based shake, or even a handful of almonds with Greek yogurt can provide the necessary nutrients. What matters is that the protein is high quality and slowed digesting, capable of supporting the body during its longest recovery window, sleep. Understanding and applying the principle of protein timing is a powerful tool in the fight against muscle loss. It shifts the focus from merely hitting a daily protein goal to feeding the body in a way that supports its natural rhythms and biological needs. Seniors who adopt this approach not only protect their muscles, but also support overall metabolic health, energy levels, and resilience. Simple, natural foods can trigger muscle preserving signals in the body, even during sleep. These signals are part of a complex biological process where the body uses nutrients to decide whether to build or break down muscle tissue. As we age, the sensitivity of these signals weakens, which means older adults need to be more intentional with the foods they choose, especially in the evening. The body still has the ability to maintain and rebuild muscle, but it needs the right inputs at the right time, and this is where natural foods can make a powerful impact. Protein-rich foods are the foundation of muscle preservation. They contain essential amino acids, especially leucine, which acts as a key trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Leucine is found in abundance in animal proteins such as eggs, dairy, chicken, beef, and fish. Plant-based sources like soy, lentils, and quinoa also provide leucine, but in lower amounts. When consumed before bed, these foods signal the body to enter a muscle repairing state rather than a muscle wasting one. This is critical for seniors whose bodies may otherwise drift into muscle breakdown during the long fasting hours of sleep. Casein, the slowed, digesting protein found in dairy, is particularly effective for this purpose. It slowly releases amino acids into the bloodstream over the course of 6 to 8 hours, providing a steady supply of muscle, preserving nutrients throughout the night. A simple serving of cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a glass of milk can provide this benefit. These are not complicated meals. They are easy to prepare, easy to digest, and highly effective. They support the natural biological processes that protect muscle during rest. Beyond protein, there are natural foods that contribute important vitamins and minerals necessary for muscle health. Magnesium is one such mineral. It supports muscle function, helps regulate sleep quality, and contributes to the overall repair process. Foods rich in magnesium include pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, and bananas. Including these in a light evening snack can enhance the body's recovery environment during sleep. Zinc is another mineral important for tissue repair and immune function. It's found in foods like chickpeas, beef, cashews, and eggs. These minerals work behind the scenes to keep the body in a balanced anabolic state. Omega-3 fatty acids also play a supportive role in maintaining muscle mass. Found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, as well as in flax seeds and walnuts, these healthy fats help reduce inflammation and improve the body's sensitivity to muscle preserving signals. Chronic inflammation, which becomes more common with age, interferes with muscle repair and growth. Including omega-3 rich foods in the diet, particularly in the evening, can help create a more favorable environment for recovery and maintenance. Some natural foods also contain compounds that indirectly support muscle by improving sleep. Tryptophan, an amino acid found in turkey, dairy, and pumpkin seeds, helps increase the production of serotonin and melatonin, hormones that promote restful sleep. Since deep sleep is essential for muscle regeneration, incorporating tryptophan-rich foods can have a dual effect, enhancing sleep and supporting muscle recovery at the same time. Complex carbohydrates, such as those found in oats, sweet potatoes, or whole grains, can also assist in this process when paired with protein. They help stabilize blood sugar levels overnight and provide sustained energy that can be used during the repair process. When combined with a protein source, they improve nutrient absorption and support insulin activity, which is another signal for muscle synthesis. A small bowl of oatmeal with nuts and Greek yogurt, for example, can be an ideal pre-bedtime combination. Fermented foods like kefir, yogurt, and miso can also support digestion and nutrient absorption, ensuring that the muscle-building nutrients are efficiently used by the body. A healthy gut environment is essential for maximizing the benefit of any nutrient. As people age, digestive efficiency often declines, so incorporating gut-friendly foods into the evening routine can help ensure the body absorbs what it needs to stay strong. Simplicity is the key. The body does not require exotic or expensive foods to preserve muscle. It responds best to consistency, balance, and timing. Many seniors assume that specialized supplements or advanced nutritional programs are required to fight muscle loss. But the truth is that natural, whole foods chosen with care and purpose can have the most profound effect. A well-timed serving of nutrient-rich, real food is more powerful than any over-the-counter solution when it comes to long-term health and strength. Muscle loss in seniors is not just about strength. It's directly tied to longevity, independence, and overall health. As people age, they begin to lose muscle mass naturally, a condition known as sarcopenia. This process can begin as early as age 30 and accelerates around age 60, with seniors losing as much as 3-5% of their muscle mass per decade if they are not actively working to preserve it. This loss doesn't just mean a weaker body. It affects balance, mobility, metabolic health, immune response, and even the ability to recover from illness or injury. When muscle mass declines, the body becomes more fragile. Tasks that were once easy, standing up from a chair, climbing stairs, lifting groceries, become difficult or even dangerous. Falls become more likely, and recovery takes longer. In fact, one of the leading causes of injury and loss of independence in seniors is falling, often due to weakened leg muscles and poor balance. With reduced muscle strength, reflexes slow, and joint stability suffers. The consequences of a single fall can cascade into hospitalization, immobility, and further muscle deterioration, setting off a dangerous cycle that is hard to reverse. Muscle tissue is also a metabolic powerhouse. It plays a major role in regulating blood sugar and insulin sensitivity. With less muscle mass, the body struggles to manage glucose effectively, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes and other metabolic disorders. Seniors with low muscle mass are more likely to have higher levels of body fat and visceral fat, which are both associated with chronic diseases such as heart disease, stroke, and certain types of cancer. Maintaining muscle isn't just about looking strong. It's a vital part of metabolic health. Immune function also relies on healthy muscle mass. During illness, the body draws on protein reserves stored in muscle tissue to support the immune system and aid in recovery. When these reserves are low, the body has fewer resources to fight infections, heal wounds, or recover from surgery. This is one reason why seniors with low muscle mass are at higher risk for complications during hospital stays and tend to have longer recovery times. A strong, nourished body is more resilient to the physical stresses of aging, illness, and injury. Preserving muscle also supports better posture and joint health. As muscle diminishes, the body compensates by shifting weight and movement patterns, which can strain the joints and lead to chronic pain, especially in the knees, hips, and lower back. This discomfort can reduce physical activity levels, which then accelerates muscle loss further. It becomes a downward spiral of inactivity, weakness, and pain. The only way to interrupt this cycle is by nourishing and challenging the muscles consistently. What makes muscle loss even more dangerous is that it often goes unnoticed. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, quiet process. People notice that their clothes fit differently, that they don't have the energy they once did, or that they can't walk as far without getting tired. But they rarely link these changes to muscle loss. By the time the effects become obvious, difficulty rising from a chair, frequent falls, or needing a cane, the body has already lost a significant amount of its strength reserve. Early prevention and consistent support are essential. Nutrition plays a central role in this battle, while exercise, especially resistance training, is critical for maintaining muscle. It cannot work in isolation. Without the right nutrients, the body cannot build or repair muscle tissue, no matter how active a person is. Seniors who exercise but don't consume enough protein or supporting nutrients often see limited progress or even continued muscle decline. Protein intake must match activity, and timing matters too, especially in the hours before and after sleep, when most of the body's recovery takes place. Aging cannot be stopped, but the pace and impact of muscle loss can be slowed, and in many cases reversed. Simple habits: eating a protein-rich snack before bed, doing resistance exercises, staying hydrated, and including micronutrient-rich foods, can change the trajectory of physical health. These daily choices form a foundation of strength that carries over into every aspect of life. Muscle is not just tissue, it's protection, it's energy, it's movement, and it's freedom. It determines how long someone can live independently, how well they withstand illness, and how vibrant their life remains as they age.